and welcome to the business of being a virtual assistant. I am your host, Tiffany Parson, and your virtual coworker. And today I just want to address a comment that I got not too long ago in regards to starting a virtual assistant business or even taking on a few clients as a freelancer. And the person made a comment that they at one point wanted to do it, but then they lost hope. And so I just want to talk about that in case you're in that place where you've lost hope. Now, first of all, let's just talk about how things happen, and I don't have my microphone plugged in, so I'm just going to plug it in now. And all plugged in. I'm not going to even edit that out because we're talking about losing hope. And sometimes your frustration can cause you to lose hope. And I could easily get frustrated with myself for not plugging in that microphone, but we're coworkers. I am your host. We're sitting across from the coffee table. Just imagine way back when I worked in corporate, me and my coworker friends would hang out in one of our offices and talk, or we'd have lunch, especially if it was like a working lunch, and we just sit there and chill. And so that's what we're doing today. And I just want to pour into you, whether it's this morning, this afternoon, tonight, at whatever time you're listening to this podcast episode or whatever time you're watching this. I want to speak to those of you that are frustrated, you're losing hope, and you just want to say, forget it. I give up. Everybody's been there. I have been there. Wanted to just say, forget about it and quietly, back up. You know that meme with Homer Simpson and he's backing up into the bushes? You almost feel like when you work online that you can kind of pack it up and back up and, bushes cover you. Nobody will know that you were there. Maybe they'll forget or quietly go away because you want to give up. Give up your business and do something else. Maybe go back to corporate, maybe continue in corporate. However, there are some things that won't leave us alone. So let me ask you this. Have you said to yourself, you know what? I've listened to this podcast. I've tried to get clients and I don't have a client yet. And I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. And you kind of threw in the towel without officially throwing in the towel. So what could that look like where you throw in the towel but not officially? It means that if nobody ever knew your business existed, how can you throw in the towel? How can you throw in the towel? Have you worked hard enough to quit? Have you worked hard enough to give up? And the reason I say that is because until we put our full efforts into something, we will never know how it's going to turn out. If we decide to quit before the race has begun, we've already lost. The fact that you're still listening to this or that you're still watching says that you're not there yet, that you haven't given up, that you want to continue to push, but because of the results that you're getting, you're still a little frustrated. Let me share something with you. I have been there on more than one occasion. And every time I wanted to give up, an email would come through in some way. Either it would be a listener for the podcast or someone interested in my services, which caused me to continue. All you need is one email, one push, one encouraging word, and I hope that I can be that one for you today. You haven't fully put yourself out there. Because what does fully put yourself out there look like? It means everybody knows you have a virtual assistant business, or everybody at least knows she does something online because she's always online. Have you marketed yourself using paid advertising, whether it's online or offline? Maybe you've done Facebook ads, Instagram ads, or you've done something paid offline. You've paid for a networking event. You've sponsored something. You've done something to let people know you exist. Have you done everything? And I'm going to answer for all of us. No. We have not done everything, because had we done everything, we would not be frustrated with the results. You would be busy, at least with one project. You would have one get acquainted call. You would have something to keep your mind off the fact that you were giving up. I encourage you to try all the channels that you know of to let people know about your business. If you're stuck at, I don't know what service to provide, pick something and start. Pick something that you're already familiar with, something that you do with your eyes closed, something that you do and you don't even think about. You answer emails well. You craft great social media posts. You create wonderful Pinterest graphics. You can organize someone's email inbox. You write great emails. You write great blog posts. You're an excellent editor. You love transcriptions. Something. We all have something to start with. And notice I'm saying start with. Not end with, not be forever with, but start with. Last Friday, the podcast I shared was about what's stopping you from getting started. And that podcast episode was 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago. I was led to do that episode then. And today I'm still talking about it because everybody's not with us yet. You're still researching. If you remember that episode from then, no, that was 2 years ago. Now, if you just saw it on the Facebook page and it's fresh, then don't worry about it. But if you remember it, it was episode 101, I believe. Episode 101. And so that was about the hindrances in getting started. So if you're feeling like giving up, you're frustrated, you're like, Tiffany, I started, I tried. Did you try everything? And I challenge you, if you're like, yep, I tried everything, email me, message me on Facebook from the Business of Being a Virtual Assistant Facebook page and tell me all the everythings that you've tried and didn't work. Let's get down to the bottom of your frustration. For me, if I'm honest with myself, when I'm frustrated, when I want to give up, it has everything to do with me. Doesn't have anything to do with clients. Doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. Has everything to do with me because I'm frustrated that I did not push harder. I did not let everybody know. I didn't try all the channels. And could it be fear that's keeping you from trying all the channels? Could it be finances that's keeping you from trying all the channels? If it's fear, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of being criticized? And if criticism is your fear, who can criticize you? Who's going to criticize you that's done what you've done? The person criticizing you does the least. Because people who are busy, people who put themselves out there, they don't criticize, they encourage. They don't critique because they're too busy to critique, and they also know what it feels like to be on the other end of the thing that they're critiquing. So they don't critique. They don't critique. So if this is the critics that you're afraid of to put your ad out there, forget the critics. Put your ad out there. If it's because you're not sure what to say, start with something. Try something. Think about all the things that people ask you as a virtual assistant. Can you put that in an ad? Can you share that? Or can you do an ad that just directs them to your Facebook page so they can like it? And then from there, you can build rapport and relationship to in turn build your client roster. You see, they're all different options for us to try. And that's just with Facebook. That's just with one area. We haven't talked about Instagram. We haven't talked about LinkedIn. We haven't talked about Twitter. We haven't talked about Upwork. We haven't talked about anything else. If we're honest with ourselves, we got a lot of work to do before we can quit. A lot of work to do. And there are a lot of clients out there waiting for what you have to offer. You see, they don't have time to think about all the nuts and bolts of everything. Most of our clients are visionaries. Most of our clients, they're doing other things. They're writing, they're coaching, they're training, they're teaching. They're coming up with things. They're speaking. They don't have time for the daily nuts and bolts, or to even think and even, connecting the dots, because they're focused on serving who they serve. And if their business is product based, maybe they have a boutique, then they're searching for newer products to add to their product line. They're looking at the bottom line, the data, what sold, what didn't sell. And not by data that they came up with. Maybe it's data that you came up based on the reports, based on the inventory, based on what Shopify says, and you provide them with the information. They take it, and now they go into their meeting and investigate, what are we selling best? What needs to go? Who do we need to look at? Now they're sourcing. They're looking for vendors. They're doing that. But yet the day-to-day still happens. The emails still come. There's still social media comments to be done. There's still posting. There's still videos that need to be edited. There are all kinds of things that your client needs help with. So don't get frustrated because you're not seeing the results that you want to see. Instead of focusing on that, focus on the effort. How much effort are you putting in? If you're honest, is it 20%? Is it 25%? You're doing 35% and you want to quit? No, can't quit yet. Haven't made it to 100%. Haven't made it to 110, 115%. Because by the time you get in the 100th percentile of your efforts, you won't want to quit. You'll be like, wait a minute, it's coming. I put all my things out there. It's coming. I'm sure you've all heard this. We reap what we sow. So if we're not sowing seeds where people are aware and know about our business, we're going to be real frustrated farmers because nothing's going to happen in harvest time. So it's time for all of us to get sowing. What do you need to shore up so you can sow, and then so you can later reap the great harvest that's coming, because there are clients waiting for you right this minute. And they don't know how to find you. Where are you? They might be Googling. They might be searching on Facebook. They might be searching on Twitter. They might be searching on LinkedIn. They might be on Instagram searching. We don't know how they search. We need to be where they are. And realistically, you might not be able to be everywhere at one time, but you need to be somewhere to start. I hope you've enjoyed listening and watching today's episode, number 155. It might have been a little heavy. I don't know. Are you feeling like I'm getting on you? I hope not. If anything, it's because I care very much about you, and I care about your business, and I care that you see your vision through. I care that you see the business that you see yourself having, follow it all the way through to success, and that you don't give up because things are not happening how you think they should or how quickly you think they should. We can control what we can control, and that's our efforts. So it's time to get busy, time to get to work. We have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful and fabulous day. And I'll see you over on the Facebook page, The Business of Being a Virtual Assistant, facebook.com/TBBVA. That's The Business of Being a Virtual Assistant. And if you're still not on the VIP list, then make sure you text VA START to 345-345. And if this is your first time listening and you're like, well, what's the VIP list? Well, the VIPs are the first ones to know about anything that's happening with the Virtual Assistant podcast. They're the first to know the podcast episode came out. They're also invited to any free webinars that we do. And we also let them know when we've got openings for the Virtual Assistant Business Owner Circle, which we have openings now. So anyway, get on that VIP list. You want to text VA START. The VA stands for Virtual Assistant. So VA START, and text that to the numbers 345-345. Again, you have a wonderful and fabulous day.